side. So yeah, your next thing will be
No, actually. All jokes aside. No way. So I was just gonna ask.
I'm gonna wear mine, so
I don't want to. I know.
guys are out. I don't think anyone's
I'd rather have these on than be.
yeah, if you're up there sitting like this the whole time, I think that's way more distracting. That's my opinion. And as someone who has some weight,
I'll wear them and then if I'm
feeling self-conscious.
My only issue is these are like polarized, so that when I sort of the like little spread on my palm work,
I'm assuming Dalton is doing it. Who's singing this first?
but Dalton's gonna give a well, but we're over the intro. Intro over the top. So yeah, right on the top. I'm gonna give it a shot. Do you want to?
I don't. I'm actually.
You can.
I actually have.
We're gonna put them. Yeah, but what was it all together? Oh, man.
There's a bunch. I think the ticket's fine. We'll figure out.
Whatever you want. Or like I can buy you like Oh, hey.
It feels great.
Yeah, partly you've really been like really negative this morning. Oh yeah.
Well done. We need a friend to keep going.
So Dalton on the front end.
Yep.
And then Mark 3. And then Dalton. They're heading up, so let's give them a couple minutes to get settled. But yeah, we'll do the fun stuff. You're on.
See if I can make it sound okay. It wouldn't be the first time.
Okay. He's gonna give a quick announcement.
Good morning, Veritas. Good morning to you all. Hey, we're going to get started here in a couple of minutes, but for those of you coming in, there is plenty of green space over here. So we actually encourage you to go over there just so there's not a massive bottleneck. So please make your way over here. We're going to start the service in a couple minutes. Good morning, church. Would you stand with us?
I believe that you are my fortress. Oh, you
why don't you guys take a minute, say good morning to someone new around you.
Gary, good morning. Beautiful morning. This is great. Hey, Marin, how are you? This is my daughter Morgan. Morgan, this is my son-in-law Andrew. This is my grandson Zay.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Veritas. Glad you guys came this morning. Good to see you guys. We're looking good. God set the temperature just right. Like, can we get like low 60s, little breeze, sunny? Yep, that's what we got this morning. So thank the Lord for a beautiful day. So a couple things you'll notice. One is there's some stuff happening over here. We're gonna have more parking. That's great. So yeah, so we're putting in more parking so people can find a space. And we're in the process. You guys heard this in May if you were here, where we talked about just, God is blessing our church. We're outgrowing our facility, and so we're planning on adding on. So we're in the process of working with architect and design and getting a cost, and you'll be hearing more about that in the fall. So I'm standing about where there's a stage inside. So we'll take this one out, but we're excited for that. So you'll be hearing more. Also, if you're looking to get connected, so we've got some summer stuff going on this week. On Monday, we've got a summer picnic at Weatherby Park on Monday. So that's tomorrow from 4 to 7. So Weatherby Park, 4 to 7 tomorrow night. If you want to just come, it's potluck. Bring a dish, bring something to share, and enjoy some time with getting to know some other people. So a lot of you might be new to Veritas. Kind of a weird time stepping in summer. A lot of the connection groups are taking a break, but that would be a good way to get to know some people. So, okay, so here we are. We're outside. We're taking a week off. We're going to take a break from our study of Luke. We'll be back at it next week. So it's kind of July 4th weekend-ish, like July 4th's coming up here on Thursday, so which means this. So I was thinking about what am I going to talk about today? We got everyone in one service outside. What are we talking about today? Well, it's we're halfway through 2024, so this is halfway through, and every good sport has like a halftime. You got a halftime speech. So this is kind of a halftime speech. We've got everyone out here. What a great opportunity to do this thing that we say at Veritas all the time, master the restart. That's a thing in the Christian life. One of the keys to the Christian life is you just got to get good at starting over, right? You got to get good at starting over. I needed a restart. I've been addicted to online chess on my phone. Anyone else got like phone candy that they just like are eating spending a little too much time in the candy aisle on your phone? Well, online chess. So I had to delete it last night at like 11:30 p.m. So I'm like, I need to master the restart. And if you're a follower of Jesus, this is what's so cool. The Bible says his mercies are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. And so I just hope that this morning, if there's anyone that just needs a new start, this is your morning. You are in the right place. You have come to the right place for a new start. And we just need to come back and master the restart today. So here's what I want to talk about. Veritas, what are we doing here? Why have we gathered? Why do we exist as a church? This is something that we need to constantly come back to. If you've been here, you've heard this passage many times. I've preached it many times. And we're coming back to it. It's halftime. We got to remember what this game is about, what this life is about, why are we here, what are we doing. I want to read the last words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. This passage is called the Great Commission. This is Matthew 28, verses 16 through 20. The 11 disciples traveled to Galilee to the mountain where Jesus had directed them. When they saw him, they worshipped, but some doubted. Jesus came near and said to them, "All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always to the end of the age." Here in Matthew 28, we get our purpose, our mission statement. And I want to share something that happened to me this past week where I needed this passage. So this week, I'm going to be getting on a plane to go to Zambia with Pastor Jeff, Pastor Jake up in Cedar Rapids, Veritas up in Cedar Rapids, and his daughter, and a couple of my kids, Ava and Beck. And we're getting on a plane, and we're going to Zambia to train pastors. We're going to help with the orphan care center called the Hope Center. We're going to go deep into the bush, what's called the Luangwa Valley. There's a remote village called Kabansa, where you guys have heard the story about some of the physicians that started a medical clinic, and we're going in there to have a revival in the bush. They built a church building, and we're going to just have a big church service, preach the gospel. When I was there 5 years ago, we brought in some clean water supply. We basically ran some water down from basically a big hill down, so the people had running water for the first time they had ever seen that. And they said, "We saw angels coming with buckets of water." And they said, "Could you come back and tell us about your God?" And we are going back to announce that Jesus Christ is Lord. But Jeff shared last week that there was some stuff going on in the bush that was kind of troubling, kind of scary stuff. And I just have to say, last week he was sharing some more detail, and I have to admit, as Jeff was talking, I was a little nervous. You ever got that little anxious feeling in your stomach? Butterflies in your stomach? Kind of lose your appetite? You guys ever had that? Well, I had that. As Jeff was talking about spiritual warfare, about stuff going on, and I was thinking about it, like it's kind of dangerous. Their mosquitoes have malaria. We got a picture of our friend Joe that got shot by a spitting cobra. I'm like, we don't have that here. And I'm taking a couple of my kids on this trip. So I kind of had this question. Is this irresponsible of me? Is this irresponsible as a husband? Is this irresponsible as a father? Is this irresponsible as a pastor? And so I had the thought, and I could ask you, Veritas, should I even go? I was helping a friend install a 98-inch TV. Have you ever seen a 98-inch TV? They're huge TV. And I had this epiphany. I want to tell you about it. I was I went over to help my buddy, and we were there. Ryan Hamby was with me helping out, and lifting this TV up, and we get it up, hung on the wall, on the wall mount, and he and his wife are talking and kind of start, like complaining a little bit about how hard this TV has been to get up, and it's just been a pain, it's been a hassle. And I said, "Hey, man, I got great news for you." I said, in about a week, I'm going to be getting on a plane to go hang out with our brothers and sisters in Zambia. A lot of them are subsistence farmers, kind of eat what you kill situation. And man, I'm just going to have him pray for you and your TV situation, right? And we started laughing. We have that kind of we have a good relationship, so he got it, I think. And we talked, and he's like, "Hey, it's dangerous out there." And his wife chimes in, she says, do you guys have any guards or soldiers going with you to protect you? And I'm like, yeah, we do, but we only have one. His name is Jesus Christ, the Lord. Remember him? The Lord of angel armies, that one. And she kind of just shook her head and she's like, well, he's not going to help you out there. So as we stood in front of this 98-inch TV, talking about the potential dangers that await us in Africa, I had an epiphany. They were articulating my thoughts and fears, but I had this thought. I was afraid, but I was afraid of the wrong thing. What's more dangerous? Going to the remote African bush with Jesus, or sitting on a comfy American couch without him? What is more dangerous? What is danger? What are the things that I fear, and why do I fear them? You know what I needed? I need Jesus himself to remind me of his word in Matthew 28. I had forgotten the 3 things that he had told me. You can find more than 3 things in here, but these are the 3 things that I needed. And number 1, I needed Jesus. I needed to hear his word say to me, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Do you feel the weight of those words of Jesus? The red letters, those words of Jesus, that he has all authority in heaven. So in heaven, the unseen world, authority over angels, authority over demons. And then he says, I have authority on earth. Anything on earth. What can you think of on earth that's dangerous and scary? Jesus has authority over it. Bugs, bacteria, bad people. Jesus has power over all of it, so what could I possibly be afraid of? If you're taking notes, here's the first point. You can write this down. Here's what I needed to remember. Safety is living under the authority of Jesus. Safety is living under the authority of Jesus, which you can do in the bush of Africa, or you can do on your sofa watching your 98-inch TV. You can do those things, but safety is not where you're at, it's who you're under. And Jesus says, I have authority. If you want to talk about real danger, talk about living under your authority and what you can control, which is like the TV channel. Like, that's about it. You can't control your life, and that's danger. So I was thinking about this. Whatever happens under his authority. Over what I said, the bugs, the viruses, the witch doctors, whatever. Drake talked about this a couple weeks ago. Do you remember when Drake was up here, our youth pastor, and he talked about how the angel was sent by the authority of God himself to tell Mary, nothing is impossible with God. The angel came to Mary. Remember, nothing is impossible with God. And Drake made this statement. He said, if this is true, the only possibility is the best outcome. If you are living under the authority of God, he controls everything. He's over everything. The only possibility is the best outcome, because God is good. He's over it. See, think about this. If someone comes to you and asks you this question, I want to be wise. What would you tell them? What's your advice if someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to be wise. What's your advice? Well, there's a verse, Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1, it says, I think it's verse 7. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The first step of wisdom is fearing the right things. Fear's not bad, but it's just a misplaced fear that's the problem. What you need is to fear the right things. Proverbs says the beginning of wisdom is to fear the right thing, the right person, and that's God, the Lord. So if I fear God, that he has all authority, I have nothing left to fear. Last week, Jeff talked about Mary and her prayer, my soul glorifies the Lord. And she says he has toppled the mighty with his power. And Jeff talked about her desire for her whole life was to make God big. And then he said, our problem is that we don't fear God. And you guys, when I was afraid of getting on that plane to go to Zambia, it was an irrational fear. I was fearing the wrong thing. So the question for you this morning is, are you walking by faith under the authority of Jesus? Or are you walking under your own authority by your sight, only doing what you can control? He goes on and he tells us the command, the mission. Do you see the mission there in verse 19? He says, I've got all authority. Okay, here's what you do. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations. So what do? What's the command there? In light of the authority of Jesus, it says go and make disciples. Well, the command is actually not to go. It sounds like in English, that's the command. Like, okay, here's your command, go. No, that's really in the language, that's the assumption, not the command. It's like, hey, on your way out this morning, here's what I want you to do. So the command is not go, it's to make disciples. That's the command. Make disciples. And where do we do that? He says all nations. How do we do it? Baptizing them into the unity of the union with the Trinity in Jesus' death, burial, resurrection, and teach them to obey. Don't just make converts, make disciples, learning followers. That's what a disciple is. So point number 2, if you're taking notes, is this. This is the thing that I needed to hear to overcome my fear. Is number 2, safety is living out the mission of Jesus. Safety is living out the mission of Jesus. Jesus has a mission for you. Your job is to know Jesus and to help other people know him as well. A life of just walking with Jesus. But I want you to see something. Dale Mulligan helped me see this. We did in our men's group. We were talking about the Great Commission, and he helped me see something really cool. I want you to notice all the exceptions that Jesus gives. There are some exceptions that Jesus gives in Matthew 28. Do you see this? Like, here's all the exceptions. Unless you're too young. You see that where Jesus says that? If you're too young, you don't have to do this. Or if you're too old. Like you did that when you were younger. Now you've kind of outgrown that. You don't have to do it if you're too old. Or you see where Jesus says if you're an introvert? Introverts, yeah, the exception is right there. Or if you're too busy. Yeah, too busy, lots going on. Unless you don't know enough Bible, then you don't have to. No. Like none of those exceptions are there. There's actually no exceptions to this command. Not all of you are called to be leaders in the church. Not all of you are called to be elders. Not all of you are called to be pastors. Not all of you are called to get on an airplane going to Zambia. But everyone is called to be a disciple. Everyone is called to be a learning follower who makes disciples of other people, helps other people come to know Jesus. The only thing, this is so cool. Could you imagine giving your life to impacting another human being for all of eternity? Then that's like the only thing you can do in this life that will matter forever. It's one of the only things to outlast this lifetime. So you want to live a life on purpose, in mission, then live a life of making disciples. So it's pretty obvious to make a disciple, you have to be a disciple. So my question for you this morning is, how is your walk with Jesus? How are you doing just walking with Jesus, following him, learning from him, repenting of sin when you hear him say, hey, you're going left, but we actually need to go right here. You're doing this, but I want you to go here. How are you doing it, hearing his voice and just obeying him? It might be as simple as deleting an app, as it was for me, but are you listening to his instructions? How do you know his instructions? Sometimes it's hard to see. It's hard to see his instructions when a 6-inch iPhone screen is in the way. When you're listening to everything else on your AirPods but him, it's going to be really hard to follow him. So how is your walk with Jesus? It's hard to hear his still small voice with all the noise. And I just want to say, you're not safe if you're ignoring his mission for your life. Guys, it's halftime on 2024. This would be a great time to stop and rethink your schedule, rethink your life, rethink how you wake up. What are the first thoughts? What do you do when you wake up? Some of your habits. This would be a great morning to master the restart on coming back to what is my mission? How am I living it out? Last thing Jesus says, he says, and remember, I am with you always to the end of the age. I am with you always to the very end of the age. The third point is this: safety is living in the presence of Jesus. Safety is living in the presence of Jesus. He says, I am with you always, everywhere. I mean, to the ends of the earth. If you've read the Bible, you know this is one of the most repeated commands, usually accompanied by the best promise. The command, fear not, for why? I am with you. The reason we don't have to fear is because God is with us. So safety is living in the presence of Jesus. So if you are a Christian, fear makes no logical sense if you're fearing the wrong thing. So I one of the things that I have a second job. I don't know, you guys might know this, but I have a boss who has a lawn mowing business, right? So I actually work for one of my sons, and I hop on the mower, love it, put on my headphones, I get caught up on audiobooks. I listen to a lot of the different teaching stuff, the women's teaching series. It's always awesome hearing that. I'm just catching up on the sermons and different things. And so I'm on my mower mowing. And every once in a while, I'm terrified of snakes. And every once in a while, a snake will slither out right in front of the mower. This has happened. Now, I'm on this big zero-turn lawnmower. Big deck, big mower. Okay, kids, here's the question. Should I be afraid of the snake if I'm on the mower? What do you think? Should I be afraid? Why not? It's a snake. It could jump up and bite me, as snakes are known to do. Why should I not be afraid on the mower, kids? Because I'm on a mower. That's very dangerous to the snake. And I've seen it happen. I don't have to. And here's the thing. I have that moment of when I see the snake, what do? Like, do I flinch? Of course I flinch. I'm terrified of snakes. But I only flinch for 1 second before I realize, oh, I'm on the mower. Like I'm riding a weapon. That's what I'm doing. So who should be afraid? The snake should be afraid. So I still flinch until I have that moment of realization of where I am. Okay, some things are going to happen in life. A bad diagnosis. You are going to flinch for sure. Everyone does. If you don't, maybe something's wrong with you. But you're going to flinch. And stuff happens in life. It makes you flinch. And that's okay. You have moments of panic and fear and anxiety. That's okay. You get that. But you gotta just remember, Jesus is with you. That's a great moment of realization. This is the exact thing that happened to me this week. Jeff's like, some stuff's happening in Gabatza, pray for us. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. That's scary. I flinched this week. Have any of you flinched? Like something came into your life. It's like, what about the future? All the possible bad outcomes of your life. You flinched. And this morning, Jesus wants to remind you, he has authority. He's got a purpose for you, and He's with you. So here's my conclusion on the matter. Safety is not a place, it's a person. With that, let's have a conversation with fearful Mark. Should I get on the plane to go to Zambia when I'm so safe here in America? Now, I just want to say this. When I talk about Africa being dangerous, it's a whole continent. It's a beautiful place. The people are lovely. They're awesome. They're the best people you will meet on planet Earth. Where we are going is, I don't want you to think everything about Africa is dangerous. I'm saying this particular place we're going, yes. But here's the thing. Do we in America, think about this. I need some counseling. I need some help here. And here's the logic I have. In America, I'm safe, right? Because do we have mosquitoes with malaria in America? No. Do we have poisonous spitting cobras in America? In Iowa? No. Do we have those big, gnarly, ugly crocs in America? Yes. I've seen you guys wearing those tacky shoes. In fact, I just bought some yesterday. You know what we do have in America? We don't have malaria here in Iowa, but we do have 98-inch TVs, lots of comfy couches, lots of 6-inch screens with constant stream of cotton candy entertainment for the brain. We have access to medicine, lakes, boats, grocery stores, comfort. All great things. I hope you enjoy them. They're gifts from God. Thank the Lord. This is not a guilt trip. But this is a reminder that Jesus said, be careful that those things, the anxieties of this world, the deceitfulness of wealth, be careful that those things don't choke the life out of you and cause you to forget your mission and why you are here. This morning, Jesus wants to talk to you about your fear. And so the question for you as you leave is, what is your fear keeping you from doing? Maybe it's not a plane you're going to step on, but maybe it's a relationship you need to get out of. Maybe it's your spouse or loved one is getting on the plane. I was talking to Letha. She said it was 2005. We just had our third child, and I was getting on a plane to go to the Darien jungle in Panama. They have vampire bats there. It's probably scarier than the Luangwa Valley. And she was like, I went out on the back porch. I had just put our third child down. I walked out on the back porch, and I was terrified. And she said, Jesus, it's like she had a conversation with Jesus. And she said, it's like the Lord said, you need to hand Mark over to me. He's not safe in your hands, he's safe in mine. And she said, from that moment, I just trusted Jesus, and I've never, you talk to her, she'll be like, Mark will be fine. He'll be fine. The Lord is going to watch over us. And what is the thing you need to do that with? The thing that's in your hand that maybe you're trying to control? I'm just telling you, it's not safe in your hands. You got to open your hand and just let the Lord have it. I mean, it's maybe your health. Maybe your job. You're fearful about your job. Maybe you're fearful about your future. All of us, we flinch. I mean, life is, right? Stuff happens. And what is it in your life, and what is that fear keeping you from doing? Maybe it's the fear of showing up. Maybe you're watching online and you've just still been sitting at home because you're afraid of the people, the crowd, and Jesus wants you to step in. Maybe it's going to Weatherby Park and walking in with, like, I don't know who to talk to, and I don't what is your fear keeping you from doing? This morning, Veritas, Jesus has authority over the thing you fear. Jesus has a mission better than the one that's living for yourself. And Jesus is with you you will never be alone. That's safety. And that is the reason we do not fear. So let's pray together this morning as we close. This morning, here's what I want for you. Let me just ask something of you this morning. If there's one thing I would want you to do this morning, it's this. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Here's what I mean. Get your eyes off of the thing that you fear. And just lift up your eyes to Jesus. Just turn your eyes upon Jesus. Hear his voice saying to you, I have all authority. And I'm inviting you into this great mission of making disciples. That's why we exist as a church, to help the world know Jesus. And then he says, I am with you always. I am with you always. Turn your eyes upon him.
Would you stand and sing with us? And how I long to breathe the air of heaven, where pain is gone and mercy fills the streets, to look upon the one who bled to save me and walk with him for all eternity. There will be a day when all will bow before him. There will be a day when death will be no more. Standing face to face with he who died and rose again. Holy, holy is the Lord. And every prayer we prayed in desperation, the songs of faith we sing through doubt and fear. And in the end, we'll see that it was worth it when he returns to wipe away our tears. There will be a day when all will bow before him. There will be a day when death will be no more. Standing face to face with he who died and rose again. Holy, holy is the Lord. And on that day, we'll join the resurrection and stand beside the heroes of the faith. And with one voice, 1,000 generations sing, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Let's sing that again. And on that day, we join the resurrection and stand beside the heroes of the faith. And with one voice, 1,000 generations
Church, go knowing that Jesus Christ is always with you, that there's nothing to be afraid of, and it's about who you are under, not where you are at. And as you go, actually before you go, there's not really any way to transition into this well, but I want to do something different. Since we're outside, let's have all the kids come to the stage. We're going to sing one last song. You guys maybe knew this was coming. Don't all the kids run at once, but let's have all the kids come onto the stage. And as you kids, I mean, I guess you don't have to if you don't want to. All the kids that want to, we're gonna do a kids choir to end the stage. Come on up here, everybody. And as you guys are coming up, the song we're gonna sing is a surprise. Well, I can't tell the story without it not being a surprise. So here's the reason we're gonna sing this song, Amazing Grace. Every night, when my daughter and I, we sing this song, and she started to learn the second verse. And so the second verse, she says, heart, fear, heart, fear. She wants to sing that second verse. It was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. And as Mark was saying, this is front and center. We all want to see you. This is the halftime, and so this is a great time to restart and even re-up on remembering this is what wisdom is. Wisdom, okay. This is what wisdom is that we fear the Lord. This is the beginning of wisdom, the fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And so I hope that we all remember that, not just the kids, that we never stop remembering this, that wisdom is fear of the Lord and putting ourselves under Him and remembering that it's His grace that will relieve those fears by simply walking with Him, loving Him, trusting Him. That is where our help comes from. We serve a beautiful God who we can love and trust. He's full of grace and mercy. And wow, this is great. This is great. Keep making your way up here, kids. I hope you guys all know this song. If you don't, just tell your parents to teach it to you, because they for sure know it. And I also realized that we didn't tell you guys that the lyrics were online. So sorry about that. But you guys know this song, so sing it with us. All right, here we go, kids. We're gonna all sing a song together. It's called Amazing Grace. Who knows it? Okay, handful of you. Great. All right, here we go. All right. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch was grace that taught. 'Twas grace that taught. Give it up for these kids, everybody. It was grace that taught your heart to fear, and grace that relieves our fears. Go in that. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you guys back here inside next week.